Inclusion from the perspective of one of the industry's most global and innovative automotive suppliers. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Michael J. Munoz.
Thank you, and good evening. It's a pleasure to be here tonight representing Visteon Corporation as co-sponsor of the year, tonight's 24th annual Fiesta, Hispana, and Gala. It's an honor to be part of this celebration of the many accomplishments and successes of the Hispanic business community here in Michigan. You know, I didn't grow up in Michigan. My grandfather immigrated to the United States to Ellis Island in 1928 at the age of 15. He left Mexico in the Munoz and started his new life in America as Michael Munoz. He made his way to Brooklyn, where he lived with his sister and her husband, and that's where he met my grandmother and where my father was born and raised. After college, my father joined the Navy, during which time he met my mother and me. After he left the military service, when I was about 1, we settled in upstate New York. There weren't a lot of Munozes in the town of Liverpool, New York, just outside of Syracuse. In fact, in those early years, there were never the Munozes. The Munozes, the Munozes, the Munzos. And while this may seem like a small thing, it always made me feel a little different from the other kids. The Smiths, the Joneses, the Millers. Made me feel a little different, a little bit like an outsider. But I remember one day, when I was about 10 years old, my mom took me to the doctor. My name was Jack. For some reason, my usual doctor wasn't there. I remember this new doctor walking in the room. He looked up from his clipboard with a smile on his face. He said, Munoz, that's a great name. It's Hispanic, right? I remember being surprised. I was very proud. For the first time in my life, somebody outside of my family recognized my heritage. It was a small moment, but it changed me in a small way. Somebody recognized my heritage, and not seeing it as something that they could difficult or less than. To that doctor, I was interested. It's special. And this story stuck with me all these years. Now that I'm a professional, I try to keep it in mind as I try to pronounce Figueroa, or Pinojos, or Ayala. And for that matter, Sheesh, Patilla, or Long Beyond. Because our names, whether they're Mexican or Argentinian, Czech, Indian, or Korean, like our heritage, are part of who we are, part of what makes us individuals, part of what makes us special. So if we're going to start a discussion about inclusion, we should at least try to get the name right. Let me tell you a little bit about Visteon. We're a company of about 55,000 employees based right here in southeastern Michigan. But we design and build car parts in 28 countries around the world. Our specialties are interiors, electronics, and climate control. And while you won't see a Visteon label in your car, if you drove here tonight in a Ford, or a Chevy, or a Chrysler, a Nissan, or a Hyundai, a Volkswagen, or just about any other car, there's a good chance our parts are on. Because at Visteon, we work hard for and appreciate a broad customer base. But that's true of most companies, isn't it? We recognize the value of diverse customers. But at Visteon, I'm proud to say, we each strive for diversity within our own walls. Because as you saw in the video, we have a very diverse group of employees, the faces, the accents, the ages. The representative of our team. We work hard to foster an open, inclusive environment, which, as you heard, enables trust, passion, and resilience, as well as innovation. But creating a diverse and inclusive environment takes effort. Not just once in a while. It takes effort on a daily basis. Maybe a few little examples of things we do this. First, we have numerous employee groups, like the African Ancestry Network, or Women in Visteon. which meet on a regular basis to ensure that these groups are supported and validated in their unique challenges, but more importantly, to help bring out their unique offerings. Secondly, while English is our language of record, we communicate important employee information in local languages at all of our facilities around the world to make sure that when it comes time to making important decisions, those that matter most to our families and the benefits, our employees are able to do so in the language with which they're most comfortable. And finally, we celebrate lighter ways as well, with ethnic days in our cafeteria. While this may not move the needle on world peace, it does allow us to celebrate and experience each other's cultures in a way that we can all relate to, sharing and talk about. So what comes to mind when you hear the word diversity? Race, ethnicity, gender, maybe age. These are very real and important parts of diversity. They deserve our concern and commitment to make sure that we are opening our doors to not only our Hispanic colleagues and businesses, but to other races, ethnicities, and genders as well. But our diversity is made up of more than just our race, ethnicity, age. We as individuals are much more than any of those things. I am Hispanic. I am Italian. I'm a middle-aged man. I'm married and I'm a father. I'm a college graduate, an engineer, and a naval officer. All of these things are important parts of who I am, and they shape the diversity that I bring to the table. Including people with different ethnicity and races is an important and critical step in ensuring we have an inclusive environment. But we must look at diversity a little bit different when we think about innovation, a little broader. Because the true value of diversity is diversity of thought. All these factors, again, shape how we think, and that's where the true benefit lies. Researchers have shown time and again that diverse groups routinely outperform groups comprised solely of experts. A group of functional experts will typically come up with similar conclusions and similar suboptimal solutions. Put simply, diversity enhances expertise. But this value can only be unlocked when people feel involved and valued. Ideas and thoughts are worthless if they're not shared openly and freely. An engineer, a marketer, a business strategist can have the beginnings of a great or game-changing idea. But if that idea stays in the queue, it is not shared in the conference rooms or the halls, it cannot grow and develop. Ideas that spread win. Valuable innovations typically come from combinations of existing technologies and new market insight. The intersection of needs and capabilities. It's been said that innovation does not happen at the heart of an organization, but at its edges. It's not within a function or discipline, but rather where functions, disciplines, and companies overlap. This is where the greatest diversity exists and where there's the greatest opportunity to identify potentially game-changing innovations. Let me give you an example. In Boston, scientists are collaborating across disciplines to unlock the mysteries of the universe, while at the same time saving human lives. Astronomer Michelle Borkin tells the amazing story of how she was able to map nebulas in deep space using, of all things, software developed to map the human brain. But this collaboration works both ways, because this astronomer was able to help her medical colleagues as well, by showing them how to use techniques developed to map the stars, to increase their ability and success in finding clogged arteries. By how much? From 39% to 91%. Imagine the lives saved. Diversity can be elusive, but powerful. It is more than the individuals that make up our workforce. We need to expand how we think about diversity because we work in a network environment, both internal to our companies as well as between companies. While many companies say they're global, They operate locally within the shoebox of their own little function. For all the big and little things we do at Visteon, try and create an inclusive, diverse environment, we too sometimes fall short. We recently had a challenge on a new air conditioning compression we were developing. The team had met all the performance targets, but were struggling to make the pump quiet enough. They called in compressor experts from across the company around the globe to try and solve this issue. And it became apparent that the team was not making much progress. So I asked them why they had not invited Cass to be part of the team. Their response: he doesn't have compressor experience. While it was true that Cass had never worked in compressors, he was a technical expert in noise and vibration. He was on the edge of the compressor building. The result was that once we got Cass involved on the team, they quickly came up with a design solution that not only solved the noise issue, but resulted in a cost saving for our customer, ultimately benefiting the car. As is so often the case, diversity across disciplines is the answer. We must also look at diversity in terms of our external networks, to find new ways of thinking about challenges and to identify new market insight. I was recently at a reception for the Automotive News PACE Award finals. This prestigious award is recognized around the world as the industry benchmark for innovation. During his remarks, the director of judges commented that if we looked around the room, we would see companies we had not heard of before, companies not traditionally thought of as supplying to the automotive industry. The rapid pace of automotive innovation has opened the door to companies in other industries and other fields. PACE now actually also has an award specifically to recognize collaboration among companies that results in new innovative products and solutions. For example, Visteon and Dassault Systems are finalists for this coveted award for piloting work we're doing in social innovation environment. What does that mean, guys? Well, it's a cloud-based development tool that enables individuals from across the company and around the world to contribute to projects and areas of interest in a collective environment. This approach allows large, dispersed teams to collaborate efficiently and effectively. We applied this tool to a co-creation strategy to a recent concept car we developed, which focused on the passenger compartment of the future. The pilot was a huge success. It resulted in a 25% reduction in time to deliver, a 20% reduction in prototyping costs, and the ability to include innovations from around the world that would not have been otherwise identified. Use of this tool is now being expanded throughout the company to transform how we collaborate, including with our customers and supplier partners. So if the benefits of diversity are well understood, why doesn't it just happen? Innovation is challenging. It takes energy. Without focus and attention, we tend towards sameness. Next time you're at an industry conference, or perhaps tonight, take a look around. You tend to see people gathering with people they already know. It's common to see them gathering with similar companies, existing customers, or existing suppliers. We need to broaden our networks and step out of our comfort zone if we're to be truly diverse. By attending conferences and other areas of expertise, by reading journals and books and other disciplines. We need to engage with new customers and suppliers in other industries and other fields. And most importantly, we need to get those people that might be sitting right next to us. Because as astronomer Michelle Borkin highlights, you never know where the next great idea is going to come from. Another potential barrier we face is communication. As I mentioned earlier, English is our official language. But for most of our employees, it's not the native language. Earlier this year, one of our teams realized that some of the terms and phrases they were using was causing confusion in the global team meetings. In the spirit of inclusion, they started a list of words and phrases that could cause misunderstandings. Things like the whole 9 yards, or no brainer, or barking up the wrong tree. My favorite, at the end of the day. I remember being on a conference call with my Korean colleagues, and I was summarizing a meeting, And at the end, finish with, at the end of the day, we have to meet the customer's expectations. This is followed by a long silence. And then, well, I'm sorry, Mike. We cannot meet the customer's expectations by the end of the day. Expressions like these may be clear to someone in the United States, but not necessarily to someone in other parts of the world. Just creating this list opened our eyes to a little way in which we were being exclusive. We must be looking to these challenges and limitations so that we can adapt and overcome them. Our world is becoming more and more global, and the pace of technology development is accelerating. Our success depends on how well we innovate in all that we do. Greater diversity within our organizations, with our customers, and with our suppliers increases the chance that we will deliver new, innovative products, services, and processes. It enables us to meet a broad range of market needs, not just those of our local customer. And while many of the examples I use tonight are based on my background in automotive innovation, the message applies to all organizations, all industries, and each of us in our private and professional lives. Whether we're developing the next new product, creating a new process, or planning the art fair at our child's school, diversity can improve what we do and how we do it. But achieving diversity is not an end in itself. We must realize the value by combining it with inclusion. As employees and leaders, we need to unlock these benefits by ensuring we include people of different race, ethnicity, gender, making sure they feel empowered and valued. We need to develop networks and create cultures, encouraging a proper balance of divergent thinking with building consent. And we need to encourage our employees to work together collaboratively, formally and informally, across cultures, across organizational silos, and across company boundaries. As Camilo stated earlier, working together, we achieve greater success. Inclusion is difficult. We encounter roadblocks every day. And yet we must work to include because the cost of not doing so is so high. The cost is more than hurt feelings. It's more than a lawsuit. It's the loss of opportunity, a loss of ideas, a loss of progress. Imagine where we would be if we took the time to get to know each other, to understand and recognize our strengths and differences. Imagine what we could do if we could unlock our collective strength to overcome our individual limitations. And imagine the possibilities if everyone felt included and valued and shared their ideas openly and collaboratively. And getting our names right is a good first step. Thank you.